As VE Day approaches, a new documentary charts the story of one of the greatest influences on the course of the war.
This is the BBC Home Service.
From morale building at home
Can I do you now, sir?
to the fight with censorship.
We never got defeated in any battle. We made strategic withdrawals.
The voices of war
The little holiday steamers made an excursion to hell and came back glorious.
and the voices of hope.
Sincerely yours, Vera Lynn.
The BBC at War, Tuesday, 9:50, BBC1.
This is my life of comedy. It's in no particular order. This is the kind of stuff I liked then, I still like now.
Oh my God, it's not Marketlands, is it? You've never seen anything like him in all your life.
We never have a proper conversation these days.
Of course not, darling. We've been married nearly 25 years.
No, don't. No, don't. Don't take the mickey.
Oh, you are awful.
It's nice to see the old stars.
Paul Merton's Spangled Life of Comedy, Thursday, 8:30 on BBC1.
Oh, I said I don't think much of that.
The off-duty skills of Hamish Macbeth are needed when a mountaineering expedition for executives goes dangerously wrong in half an hour. Rodney begins a climb to stardom, first on BBC1, despite the efforts of his promoter, Del. Del Boy dreams of musical doorbells and Rodders gets the sack. Just a chance of a lunchtime. Two classic Only Fools and Horses on a BBC video.
Wow. It's as plain as day you're not a very contented young woman at this moment.
I don't know if I want to be a doctor anymore.
A system under strain.
You are here to learn, after all.
Well, let's hope we're learning by the mistakes we make when we're dog tired, eh?
I want to see him made to pay for what happened to my daughter.
Times have changed. Perhaps some of us haven't changed with them sufficiently to be of much use anymore.
Cardiac Arrest, Wednesday at 9:50 on BBC1.
It takes a mountaintop drama to bring Hamish Macbeth to his emotional senses, now on BBC1. Our final visit this series to Loch Dhu.
Saturday night on BBC1. And at 5:50, Paul Hogan is in high spirits.
I'm Angel.
Well, almost. And at 7:20, it's your number one man. And the man who can. More potluck at 7:50. Hold tight for the National Lottery draw. And at 8:05...
Beautiful.
Things are hotting up in Casualty. And just what is the best form of travel? Find out with John Candy, Steve Martin, and a chilly dog. And at 10:45, don't miss out on a chance to see the best of the day's footballing action in Match of the Day. A jam-packed Saturday night on BBC1.
BBC Two shortly heads for the Bordeaux region of France for a wine course with Jancis Robinson.
Check this out.
It's all done in the best possible day. Stop laughing.
How dare you go on watching this parade of poisonous rudery? Pick up your remote controls right now and poke your eyes out.
Well, it's clean and respectable comedy now on BBC1 with a divine money-making scheme for Del Boy.
"999 Young Lifesavers" explains what to do in emergency situations to keep yourself and other people safe. A BBC children's book. It's available now from bookshops. Who says all red wines are the same? Sample the Pinot Noir of Burgundy with Jancis Robinson on BBC Two now.
Tuesday from 7:30 on BBC1.
Never liked anyone that makes you look stupid. That's why you only talk to 3 people in Walford. You're related to all of them.
Programmes to get you going. EastEnders at 7:30, Due South at 8. Tuesday on BBC1. Marriage Guidance, the bouquet way.
You cannot walk out on anything as solid and sober and respectable as your own Mercedes.
Keeping Up Appearances, Sunday, 8:30 on BBC1.
And now on BBC1, if you always thought a trip to the supermarket was fairly routine, just you wait.
Sampling the Sauvignon, Jancis Robinson continues her wine course on BBC Two shortly.
David's got a big secret. Ben's got trouble in the pipeline.
I've got a bone to pick with you. What? You told me this is my chance to get into modelling.
And it's all gone to Bill's head. 2.4 Children, Monday, 8:30 on BBC One.
Comedy now on BBC One, and all's fair in love and war, unless you're Del and Rodney. More comedy on BBC Two now with Glasgow's very own Rab C. Nesbitt.
Uncovering the past.
It's certainly human.
Dealing with the present.
Angie has got a bucket and a mop. Do you think you could clean the floor?
Yes.
Good.
Building for the future.
My dad lives just outside Warwick, and my mum died in a car crash 6 years ago.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it happened.
Yeah, so am I, but it did. So there you go.
Dangerfield, in half an hour on BBC One.
The 9 o'clock news before that on BBC One with John Humphreys.
The prosecution in the Rosemary West case has talked of scenes more terrible than words can express. Mrs. West is charged with the murder of 10 girls and young women. Eurotunnel's been losing more than £2 million a day. They blame the ferry operators. And in training for the Rugby League World Cup. But can the game survive? Good evening.